code she was given when she made her appointment, and then through a courtyard, hazy in the heat, to find the entrance proper. A plaque, an actual plaque, not projected or painted, but engraved, explains the concept of time capsule therapy and gives a brief history of its development, lists the names of major benefactors, including information, Miriam notes with surprise. Some of her bosses must be worried about aging too, and mentions the date of establishment, 2053. Miriam shivers at the thought of 2 decades crawling by while those within live frozen in the knots. She pushes open the heavy door and walks in. She finds herself in a large turquoise room with multiple closed doors leading off of it, a well-appointed reception center. Miriam had braced herself for the shock of stepping into a period drama, but everything seems normal. The receptionist is blinking through some data at eyeball level. An infotainment projection plays soundlessly in one corner, and the light fixtures in the ceiling are fluoron. Miriam gives her name to the receptionist, a skinny young man with luxuriant hair, and a few minutes later, a small woman in her 40s wearing a rose and green sari comes out to meet her. "Welcome to the Growling Knots," she greets her. "Saleha Rashid. We just have a few procedures we need to go through before you can go on to your appointment." "Yes," Miriam agrees. "I have some projections that I believe I need transferred." "To compatible technology. We can help you there." Saleha leads her to a small office with an old-fashioned computer on a desk next to the workspace. "In fact, it was Taskeen who built the translation protocol early in her stay here." Miriam smiles. That bodes well. Intent on keeping up with events, was she? "We don't forbid that, you know. Our clients are not institutionalized, and they are free to communicate with the outside world in any way they wish," Saleha explains as she works with the projection files Miriam tossed her. "We maintain temporal continuity in all the public spaces of the premises, however, which is why we need to check all of your modern devices here." Miriam divests herself of her personal projector and handheld. "You can keep your auto-interpreter since it's not visible, but Taskeen won't be wearing one. Will you need an interpreter? We have several on staff." "We'll be fine," Miriam says, hoping that's true. Her English is not great, and she has no Bengali, but she can't take the risk of an interpreter and prefers not to advertise that her discussion with Taskeen Khan, creator of the information data pathways and a personal hero, is going to be highly classified. Saleha hands Miriam a flat device about the size of her thumb, with a metal connector at one end. "Your projections are on this, or an approximation of them. You can use it with Taskeen's computer." She studies Miriam. "But before we go, I'm afraid you'll have to do something about your clothes as well." Miriam looks down at herself. She is wearing much what she always wears, a black salwar kameez in pseudo-silk. The kameez is knee-length, with a simple micro-cutout pattern around the collar and cuffs, matching the dupatta she wears over her head. "You can look like a foreigner, but you must be a foreigner from the turn of the century," Saleha clucks. "The pseudo-silk, the heat reflectors, the micro-cutouts. It's subtle, but believe me, someone from the past would notice. We have alternate clothing available." She opens a large cabinet to display a rack of colors and fabrics. "I'll be right outside. You can, of course, keep anything of your own that isn't visible," she adds as she closes the door behind her. Miriam flips through the hangers, looking for something muted in the array of flowery fabrics and bright colors. Maybe this is an opportunity to cosplay a bit, even if it is a work meeting. She picks a style she recognizes from old movies, a full-skirted kameez and tight trousers in a bold geometric pattern. She looks around for a feed camera, remembers where she is, and grabs her handheld off Saleha's desk to take a picture of herself and send it to Nuria. There's a knock on the door. "All set?" Miriam quickly puts her handheld back and opens the door to Saleha's pleasant smile. "Shall we go meet her?" Saleha leads her through the door behind the receptionist, which opens onto a city street. Miriam blinks in surprise, and then blinks again. Information's detailed annotations and input don't appear, and the world looks strange. The vehicles parked on the sides of the street are all from the turn of the century, resting on pitted asphalt. Thick bundles of black wires sway above her head, suspended on posts, with subsidiary lines branching off.